Today on Heavy Metal Frequency, I'm reviewing At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul. This is a really good example of jumping the shark, if you look up that term. It refers to a Happy Days episode. After this album came out in 1995, At the Gates broke up. They couldn't really follow this. They got back together and did an album 19 years later in 2014. And but this could basically their magnum opus, considering, depending on who you want to talk to. Some people like to say, oh, this is overrated or that's overrated. I disagree completely. This is one of my favorite albums ever. Favorite Melodeath albums as well as early In Flames stuff like the Jester Race and Horacle. And so there's a lot of... This is a really good Melodeath album. The intro has these nice little... The first track, Blinded by Fear, has these nice industrial parts. Thomas Lindberg's vocals are excellent. He's one of my favorite vocalists. I love the guitar tone, the Boss HM2 stuff. I really like the really gain-heavy, old-school Melodeath, Gothenburg-style guitar tone. I also like the slightly more processed EVH amp tone. I use both. Those are my two main forms of distortion for my guitar playing, and there's a lot of really great stuff on here. Slaughter of the Soul is excellent. Cold's really great. Andy LaRocque did a guitar solo on this, and supposedly they still cannot, to this day, they still cannot play it correctly. It's so good. Andy LaRocque's one of my favorite guitarists. He's from King Diamond. I really like this album. There's all kinds of nice proggy touches, like with Melodeath music. A lot of really melodic and dynamic forms of music tend to have... There's more to it, and it takes a while to get used to and get into. For some reason, Melodeath is a little more instantaneous than some other genres like tech death, progressive black metal, progressive rock, progressive metal, and things like that. And so this is a fantastic album. This is not the extended version. I have a couple of copies of this. I have a digital copy that's the extended version. This is the basic version that does not have covers of the songs like Slayer's Captor of Sin and stuff like that. So this is a fantastic album. I highly suggest you pick up a copy of it, and I would definitely start here with At the Gates, start with Slaughter of the Soul, and go from there. And thank you for your time, and have a good night.